Okay. So we'll continue for like again from scratch, right? Yesterday we have discussed some basic stuff. So yeah, if other like Atharva, Mohit, right? So we are discussing the same, right? So my plan is like that. Within this week, we'll cover all the topic which we already discussed already. Those topic up to the strategy, and then we'll start. Okay. So, okay, so we have discussed yesterday, right? This the structure, right? The plan, storage location, and then we also discussed the deployment option. Okay, so basically, right? So if you remember the WMO, sorry, the IMO structure, right? So it start with the company code. Okay, then we have plant, then we have storage location, and then it is one more thing is shipping point. Okay, so we are going from scratch, so we will create our own warehouse, right, in EWM. But then obviously this warehouse is assigned to the plant, what we have discussed yesterday, right? So so for the configuration, right, means we want to create our own plant, right? So for that we have to go to the SPRO, right? So IMG, right now plant location, the WM, sorry, the MMO structure, right, or IMO structure, obviously is used by all the model, right? Means same plant, same location will be used by all, right? That's why it's there in enterprise structure, right? Then definition, okay. Then logistic general. Okay, so during the initial setup, right, there are some configuration that just like that we have to do right now, right? Later with the example we'll discuss, right, why we have created, why we have maintained two entry, why we have let's say tick that particular option, right? With the example we'll discuss. Right now we need to go to the copy check delete plant. So we have already created one plant, right? So you can go for that reference, click over here. So my plant is any 10, right? So maybe you can check any plant which is all like you need to go with the new number. That number, let's say if you're going to enter 1050, right? So that number should not be there, means it should be unique. Okay, so 1050 for example. Okay, then click OK, continue. Right, so then whenever you receive this kind of pop-up window, right, just select yes, because there are some number range and this thing. Because when we create, right, so obviously when we do inbound, right, so inbound delivery is nothing but is extension of the purchase order. Purchase order means MM, right? So it is mandatory that we should have the MM config and FI config also, sorry, and the FI config also when we do inbound delivery. Okay, then at the time of outbound, right, SD and FI means all these three models should be there. Then only we'll able to execute end-to-end scenario in EWM, right? And that's the reason we require plant storage location, right? Then in your case, you will have this kind of window but with the blank entry. Okay, then click on that page button right here. You can just enter any description test 1050 for example, right, and save it. Now what is this actually? So there is something called SAP landscape. Okay, for example, so normally whenever any company use SAP, right, so that we call production system. So this is my production system, for example, right? And then if the customer wants some new process and this thing, right? So we don't directly go and maintain or change any setting in production, right? Because if something goes wrong, right, so they will not able to use the process or like system, right? So we do have two more system. This is development and this is quality. So in development, we'll do the configuration, right? All the setup, right? Then once we checked everything is okay, then we'll move that particular setting to the quality, right? In quality, uh, the process is also checked by the user, by the business, okay? They confirm that okay, it's working fine, and if not, then again we'll do some changes, right? And once they are say okay, everything is fine, then only we'll move that changes to the production, okay? Now, so TR, this is called TR, okay, this one. So in this TR, we can save different table, okay? For example, if I select OK, now if I click over here, new window, so there is one transaction, SE10, okay? Here we can view all the TR, transport request. Means when you okay, just select yes for all the number range. Okay, it's copy from any 10 to 1050. Okay, now, so within this TR, so we'll move this TR, okay, this one, 778. When you move this TR to the next server, so whatever table we have under this TR, that table also get distributed, or this also will go to the production, sorry, the quality system. Okay. Then after plant, we need location. So for that, go to material management, right? Maintain storage location. Okay, 1050, right? So we need to create two locations. So yeah, what should we? Okay, I will delete this. So later we are going to use only this any 10. Okay, I'm just creating for the testing. We'll software how to create. So new entry. So we'll create 105S. Okay, is for AFS, and 105D is for ROD. Okay, we require two location. Okay, out of this D 105D, I'm going to use for the purchase order. Means whenever I create purchase order, right, in MM PO, in that I'm going to use that 105D. Okay. Then we also need to create the warehouse. This is an ERP warehouse. Okay. So just go here, new entry 105 1050 EWM. Okay, save it. Okay. Then we also need to create shipping point. Now what is shipping point? So normally in plant, okay, in plant we have different area or the door from where we'll receive the material or dispatch the material, right? Some are like big door from in which we will install the crane, right? Because that crane need to lift like that particular heavy material, right? So that point is called shipping point. Okay, then system will determine the shipping point by using the two things, the loading group and shipping condition. Okay, with this system will trigger or like determine both the entry, sorry, the shipping point with the help of shipping condition and loading group. So loading group means how we are going to load that material, crane, forklift, and then shipping condition means like how we are going to ship the material via road, means with the, let's say, plane, ship, okay, something like that. Okay, So in shipping point, you can go for this copy check delete, same like a plant, because there is one config assignment, right? Just to make it simpler, we'll go by this. Then here you can also use any 10, and then again my new shipping point. So I will go with the same name, 1050 only. Okay, is copy. Now every, like, we have created shipping point, loading group, sorry, shipping point, warehouse, right? We need to assign those to each other. So go to the assignment. So first mandatory assignment, right? Before plant, right? We have company code also, right? So there are some FI entry at company code, right? So it's not mandatory to create. So we can use the company code which is already there. Because of the copy, the for the company code for which the any 10 is assigned, that same company code will get assigned to the our plant. For example, 1050. See, is MK01. Okay. Then go to the logistic execution. Then assign warehouse number, plant to storage location. So we have created two locations, right? 1050, 105S, 105, 1050, 105D, 05. Right? Assign both the warehouse to the, sorry, both the storage location to the warehouse. Okay. Save it. Okay. Now for the shipping point, assign shipping point to plant. Now here, right, you have to use keyboard Control F, then enter 1050, the plant, right? So this entry, this represent the shipping point. Okay. So this entry, this one represent the ship plant, and this entry, like with this line, right? It represent the shipping point. So first click over here. Now here you can see for my plant, this shipping point is already assigned. Okay. If you are not able to see the shipping point which you have created, click over here, then click on assign, and then you need to scroll and check. Okay. Here Control F option will not work. Okay. You need to scroll and you need to check. You need to select and then you need to click over here. Okay. Clear? Any question?
जी इसमें कंपनी कंपनी को कैसे डिफाइन कर सकते हैं?
So company creation of the company is not our task. It's done by the FI. So we don't need to worry about it.
ओके, सो ऑलमोस्ट प्लांट स्टोरेज लोकेशन, ये 3 पॉइंट हमें हमें बस क्रिएट करना पड़ेगा एज अ मतलब पार्टनर
Yes,
को.
yes, yes. Actually, the
और
project is not our task. It's done by the MM and SD only. But
ओके,
now no one is there, so that's why we create.
so there is no any kind of role in organization structure to.
EWM, yes. Only our task is to create warehouse and then that assignment,
Okay.
storage location to warehouse.
Okay.
Okay. Then we go to the logic execution. So we have created shipping point. So there are some setting the shipping point level also we need to do. So go to the shipping. Okay. Then basic shipping function. Okay. Then shipping point and good tracing point determination. Then here assign shipping point. Now, if you go by selection, by content, then scroll down here, you will see the plant option, right? Select and then enter 1050. Okay, so see, this is the wrong shipping point. Just maintain the correct shipping point. 50, 1050. Okay, so see the load shipping condition. We check. So is again this assignment is also done by the SD, right? So here pick up immediately, you know, and then loading group, forklift, crane, manual, how we are going to load the material. Okay, and the shipping point. Okay, just save it. Okay. Then assign shipping good receiving point for inbound delivery. So we also need to assign the shipping point, right? So 1050. So as I told you, I'm going to use this D for my order, purchase order. So only for that you need to assign the shipping point. So yes, we can use one shipping point for both inbound and outbound, right? To save it. Clear?
This these are activity done by MM team, or we have to be
MM team
involved.
only, yes. This is easy,
MM,
it's the MM team. Yeah.
okay.
Okay. Now, so we have created one warehouse, right? 3-digit warehouse. That is an ERP warehouse, we can say. Okay, 105. But this warehouse is actually an EWM manage. Okay. Then what we have to do, right? Scroll down again, go to the integration with other recipe component. Okay. Extended warehouse management. Then EWM linkage, right? Specific EWM configure recipe EWM specific parameter. Now, if you search for the warehouse, so it's say local WM. Local WM means the ERP WM, right? Which we have discussed yesterday. But we want EWM, so just change to EWM. Okay. Enter and save it. Right. So our ERP structure is done. Okay. Yeah. Any question? The ERP structure.
There's one point. So integration with SAP other component. Could you open it?
Which one?
That integration with the other SAP component. That point is a basic setting in landscape system.
Mhm.
So here we can define all those things, or we don't have a requirement to define all in
No, no, no. Is
any
this
kind
one?
of
No,
thing.
no. This was done by the basis only. Basis consultant.
Okay. Okay, no issue. So in what we have getting that server, so we have to we create all the warehouse
Yes, the
storage
same
location.
thing.
So
Yes, the
then
same thing.
then we will go. Okay.
I will share one document, right?
Okay. Sure.
With the node, which will make more easier.
Nilesh, can you point out which point have it done by the EWM consultant or any?
Yeah, so this all done by the MMSD. Only the warehouse. Uh, then the this one
नहीं suppose हम organization
specific
structure में हम
parameter.
गए, ठीक है? और जिसने स्ट्रक्चर में जैसे हमने एंट्री किया, वहां से जो भी प्रोसेस है वेयर हाउस स्ट्रक्चर क्रिएट करने का, उसमें बेसिक मतलब ईडब्ल्यूएम कंसल्टेंट का क्या मतलब कौन कौन सा पॉइंट है ईडब्ल्यूएम कंसल्टेंट करेगा,
Yeah, this is what
कौन
I'm
सा
saying.
पॉइंट?
So
हाँ,
this one is by us, done by us. Then the shipping point is so ऐसा we cannot define that this is done by this one only. So it's depend within the project, right? So if if that person is aware of it, so that person can also do. So it doesn't is not
मतलब
about the knowledge.
एज अ कंसल्टेंट हम भी डिफाइन कर सकते हैं इसको?
If we are experienced, then yes, right? Not in first project obviously, but in later on, once we have very good hands-on in other module also. So yeah, that case we do. Not all, like shipping point assignment, then warehouse, creation of the storage location. Obviously, we need to check with the MM team and then only we'll create. Normally, all setting is done by MM. Okay. Our one is integration in this EWM. Okay, this one. Then even the shipping point is done by the SD means this configuration shipping point. Okay. Then supply structure here. Our task is just to complete this one. Other are done by the other MMSD. Okay. Clear?
या इट्स क्लियर।
Okay. Now moving to warehouse. Okay. The same extended warehouse management. Okay, extended warehouse management. Master data. So it's done by us only. Okay. Whatever setting we're going to check now is done by us. Master data, right? So if we go with a defined warehouse number, right? So if we create any warehouse 1050, for example, a description 1050 and save it, right? So it's like system only created the warehouse here only. Okay. In all other configuration, all other node, we need to go and we need to create it. Okay. As I told you, we are going to check end-to-end process, right? So for us, it's very difficult to go all and maintain all the setting one by one, right? We cannot go and maintain all one by one, right? Because we are not aware which setting is mandatory and which is not, right? If you check, right, so you can see there are some ticks there and this X5, right? That's why during this session or while doing practice, right, we cannot use this method, right? So what we can do, right, we can, so first of all, let me just delete that warehouse. Then if you go to the cross process setting, okay, here copy warehouse number. So again, you can now we can maintain 0001 is a standard warehouse. Okay, and then 1050, for example. Then click over here, copy. Select OK. Okay. Now if you open any any transaction, sorry, any code or like any node, right? You will see that the configuration, okay, not this one, for example, this one, 1050 is there, okay, because of the copy. But still, our warehouse is not ready for any kind of transaction, right? What it mean if I, so to receive inbound delivery, we use SCWM ARDI, okay? If I change it to 1050, see, there is one error, right? And is in red. Red means we cannot do anything, right? So if you go to the master data, right, then assign warehouse number. So there are some mandatory things that we have to maintain, right? So in that we have supply chain unit, custodian, PAD, party entitled disposal or disposal party entitled. Okay. So anyone from old batch, Atharva or Shubham, want to explain what is this supply chain unit, custodian and PAD? Hello, Atharva?
Uh, yes, sir. It's a
Yeah.
physical or organizational unit that represents the collection of products.
Definition from 100? Or no? Okay, okay. Yes. Then what is the difference between custodian and PAD? So the supply chain unit, so we have created this warehouse, right? But still, right, we need to maintain some business attribute, right? In fact, like in simple language, role to the warehouse, what we are going to do actually with this warehouse, right? So for that, right, so we go to the logistics. Basically, so we have one transaction slash n slash SCWM. If you execute this transaction, we'll only see EWM related transaction. Now, if you check over here, right, office cross application, but after entering this transaction, which we can only enter in this main screen. I can see the node are different, right? So go to the master data, right? This is the transaction maintain supply chain unit. Okay. Then SU main underscore 1050 and then type. So this is my warehouse, right? So 101008. Then click on create, right? So here we can maintain description, right? Address. If you want, we can maintain the warehouse address, right? And over here we have to maintain the business attribute. Okay. So what we are going to do with the warehouse. So obviously the first one is the inventory. Okay. Obviously we are going to store material. So that is inventory, right? Then the RO means good receipt, right? And then there is one more SO which is for outbound, but will not maintain SO right now. Okay. Save it, right? Copy this and this is come under the cut or active. So just do one thing, you know, if you are using notepad, right? Make some title like cutover activity. Later we'll discuss what is a cutover activity, but whenever I say cutover activity, just mention that description or in your language, over there. Now go back to the configuration and over here we have to maintain the supply chain and save it. Okay, now different between the custodian and PAD. So custodian means now there is something called 3PL warehouse, third party warehouse, right? What is third party warehouse? Anyone? Atharva?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, third party warehouse or custodian.
Uh, I guess a third party company providing outsourced logistic services.
Yeah. So third party warehouse means when that warehouse is managed by another company. Okay. So that is 3PL warehouse.
Yes.
Okay. And then the PAD is nothing but your plant vendor. Okay. The plant vendor. Plant vendor means owner of the warehouse. Clear?
Okay.
Any question?
So where we create like a custodian and third party warehouse and
Yeah. Going to show that. So normally this custodian and third party uh,
supply chain unit. So we have to create from here.
no supply chain we need to maintain as I show you. So for that we need to go to this transaction slash SUMB slash SUMN.
Okay.
So for the supply chain unit, okay. Sorry, for the custodian or so obviously we are not going to custodian because we are not going to with that combination where we have third party warehouse, right? We are only going to create the plant vendor or the owner of the warehouse, right? So in that case, done go to the BP transaction. This is done by the MM consultant normally because they do have something called stock transfer order concept. So over there they will create it. Okay, click over here, organization, right? Then here grouping, go to this external grouping. So it's done by them only. So no need to worry about this actually. So grouping is just like a number range. Now I am not sure which grouping we have used something. Yeah, this one MK01. Okay. Maintain like this. Okay. Save it. So we have different BP role, business partner role. So in 000 6 times 0, right? Over here we maintain the address, right? Then go to the change option, and then here there are two more FLVN00, right? Here go to this company code, right? Here MK01, and then reconciliation account, just maintain this. So this is how they trigger the accounting stuff. Okay, balance and those things, balance sheet. So just maintain this number, save it. Then okay, search term. Then we also need to maintain for FLVN01. Okay, in 01 you go to the vendor general data, right? Scroll down. So Waste plant. Once. So normally just below this, right, we used to have the plant where we maintain the plant. So means this vendor is created for that plant. Okay. So in your case, right, please check if the plant is there or not. If not, then let me know, right? We'll check. But let's say instead of factory calendar or like this one, right? So over here we need to maintain plant. Okay. Yeah, obviously it will not work. Is the wrong field. But in your case, there will be a plant. Okay. And then that same plant. So let me check if this allow us to. Over here we need to maintain. Clear? Hello. It is clear?
Yes.
Then go. Yeah. Then go to the number range. So you know every same like every document, right? Sorry, here. Define number range in every document, right? There are some number range, right? Because without number range we cannot do anything, right? So just do one thing, you know, just maintain the number range, like for example 01, then 100 to 9999, right? Maintain this number range for all the process. Okay, for way, for warehouse order. Just make sure that you are maintained. Okay, then this number range interval 01, right? So that 01, go to this last, right? Assign warehouse number to warehouse, right? Make sure that if you have maintained the 01, so 01 only is there. Otherwise, we'll not able to do the good receipt. So like this, okay? Save it. Clear? And then the default. So there are some default value in warehouse. If you go to the define warehouse number control. So obviously, whenever we receive any material, right? So we'll not have a different unit of measure for the weight. If you double click, right? So here the weight unit is kg, volume is meter cube, right? Currency is euro, right? We need to maintain. We have to make sure that we have default weight and volume and currency also. Okay, clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. Just a moment. Okay, so 47. Okay. So now after that, right, if you remember, we do have some storage type also, right, in the structure, right, after the warehouse, right? So we're not going to use the structure which is already created, right? So we are going to create our own structure, mean the storage type, right? But we cannot directly delete the storage type because there are some assignment. Okay. So first of all, we need to delete this section. Again, go by selection by content, and then over here select warehouse. So we will only delete for that particular warehouse, which is 1050. Okay. Select and then delete, save it. Okay, then storage type. You can do the same. One zero five zero. Select all, delete. Okay, then click on new 1050. Let's say I will create RK10, right? So it's not possible to discuss all the points. So we'll only discuss which are important, right? And later again with process by process we'll activate, we'll maintain the setting, and we'll check the impact on that. Okay. So in EWM, warehouse, everything is storage type. What it mean? It mean the door from where we receive the material, right? This is also storage type. The parking area where we park the vehicle, that is also storage type. Then the rack where we store the material, this is also storage type. Then just before the dispatch, we store material, right, in staging area, which is also storage type. So everything is storage type. Then how system will understand that, okay, this is not my final storage type, this is for staging, then this is for parking, right? So for that, SAP created the something called storage type role. Okay, this one. And in EWM, even the blank is also some kind of entry. See, currently is blank. So blank means standard storage type. Okay. Okay, standard storage type means normal storage type. This one, rack, high rack, right? So that we can say the standard storage type. Okay. After that, we have pick point, sorry, identification and pick point. Now the identification point is like, let's say you now business want to store pallet over here, right? But before placing over here, right, they want to check the weight of that pallet and they want to trace that activity. So let's say somewhere here, they will check the weight, right? So they will move the material from here to here first and then from here to here. So this is also an area that is called storage type. With the storage type role A means identification point. Okay. Then the pick point is simply opposite for outbound. Let's say now from this pallet, if I want to dispatch only 20 box, obviously it's not possible to remove 20 product over here. So what we'll do, or for example, let's say for this one, okay. So from this, they only want to dispatch 8 pieces out of, let's say, uh, 10, right? So not possible to remove all 8 over here. So what they will do, they will remove all the pallet, they will put over here, then they will do they will remove the 8 pieces, right, and the remaining 2 will go to the different bin, right? So in that case, this is called pick point. Okay, pick point. Then, so normally the warehouse is too small, right? We cannot afford two different area for identification and pick point. So we'll have only one area which is identification and pick point. This is this one only. Okay. Clear? Then we have staging area group. So staging area group means, normally when we receive the material, right? So what we do, we store, right? Or we do the unloading, right? We do the unloading, right? So this entire area is called staging area group. Okay. This group represent, this is the staging area. Okay. This staging area group. Clear? Then the work center. So sometime, in warehouse, we do the packaging also, right? So that table where we do the packaging, right? It's called work center. Let's say this one. This is called work center. Okay, clear? Then we have a door.
Yes.
So door is again as name suggests. So door is means door only from where we receive the material. Okay, this one is called door. Okay. Then we have yard, right? Yard means so this one where we park the vehicle for loading and unloading activity. Okay, this one. This entire area is called yard. Okay. Then we have so we'll check work center in staging area. Now let's say again the warehouse is small. I cannot have different table, right? Because for not all warehouse, right, we'll do the uh, unpacking or packing, right? So within the door only, right, or that inside storage type, right? Let's say this is staging area, right? And from here we'll receive. So here only we'll have table. That is called work center in staging area group. Okay. So we also have stacker machine, right, inside the warehouse to move the material. And sometimes the stacker machine is automatic, right? Don't require any human to use this one. Okay. So in that case also we need to create that stack or that machine as a storage type. Okay. So that is nothing but that this one H, automatic storage retrieval, material flow control. Okay. Then MFS, automatic warehouse. So automatic warehouse means like this, right? So within one person, we can take care the entire storage types because there are fully automatic warehouse. Means you just need to put that particular material or box over here. Then the put away stock removal is done by that conveyor system. So this is called MFS, material flow system. Okay. Now let's say if we are doing production, right? And then this is my warehouse, right? So let's say somewhere next to this bar there is one production line. So obviously it's not allowed to visit all the production user or operator directly to the to the warehouse, right? What we'll do, we'll create one area which is near to the production, right? And then we'll move the material from here to here as per the order, as per the requirement. And from here they can use that product or they can consume. So this is called production supply area, PSA. Okay. So by this we'll check uh, the uses of the storage type roles. So currently we'll go with the standard storage type only. Clear? Any question?
No.
Okay. Okay, then we'll stop over here, right? Please make sure that you are able to use that server. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, then bye bye.
Good night.
Good night.